breaking down from the user story, this is also a requirement, but a small breakdown onto the user requirement, it is called a epic. Try to understand the difference between a user story and the story means what and the epic means what. When you talk onto the epic, from the story it is derived, from the story it will be breakdown, and each and every small breakdown of the child user stories are called as epic. Okay, now another question. If any user stories are not completed in the present sprint, what you will be doing? If any user stories are not completed in the present sprint on the 10 days of sprint, what you will do?
Carry forward to next project.
Absolutely. We will be, not we, as the Scrum Master will carry forward that user story to the backlog item. And once they are prioritizing the new sprint, they will take this product back, they will take this user story which is incomplete in a high priority, and it is pulled to the next sprint. You can tell this explanation, or you can tell that it will be carried forward to the next sprint. Okay, so the next question. The next question here, how you will estimate how many user stories to be taken in a sprint? How you will estimate how many user stories to be taken in a sprint? Anyone? The answer here is based on two factors: the capacity of how many persons are there and the complexity of the user story. Based on two things: complexity of the user story and the capacity. The answer here is depends on capacity and complexity. Try to don't forget this. Why means these are the damn sure questions. Who are the experienced guys, they can able to answer, but you need to prepare yourself. You are the experienced guys. That's the reason each and every interview question I am sharing with you. Then as usual, you are aware of what is product backlog, what is the roles of product owner, what is the role of scrum master, who all consider as a team, what you will discuss in the daily scrum meeting, what you will if you are having. Okay, one more interview question. If you are having any, yeah,
Third question. Tell me once again the third question. I want to write that.
oh, I'm telling in flow. I am not
How will you estimate how many user stories to be created in a sprint?
okay. The next question here is, yeah, if you have, okay, as like what are the different retrospective things that you will be measuring? Okay, what is a daily stand-up meeting? Now the next question is, if you have any, if you are, if you have any clarification on the requirement or on the story, to whom you will ask? If you have any clarification at the requirement at the on the story level, to whom you will ask?
Scrum Master.
Scrum Master.
Scrum master. Absolutely, that is answer is to the product owner.
Yeah.
So don't ever tell at the agile process BA guys. So you should speak out, you should be coming in such a way that agile methodology, when you are speaking, you should use a product owner. When you use this product owner, this place you the very important, this way they will be considering, oh, you are the you are working already in the agile methodology. That's the reason. So product owner helps you on clarifying this. Okay, I will tell you one example. So imagine now they have given the requirement saying that you need to test a GUI for username password. Now, what type of question you will be getting here? So you will be getting that, sir. I need to test in how many browsers. Can anyone knows how many browsers we have? How many browsers we have right now?
There are many, sir. Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, Safari, Explorer, Edge.
Normally, like 80 to 90%. How many browsers the people will be using?
So Google
Internet
Chrome,
Explorer,
yeah.
Chrome,
Google Chrome, Mozilla,
Okay,
Edge.
correct. IE,
I
Safari. If you are using the Android, if you are using the iPhones, Safari will be most prominently will be used. Google Chrome,
Microsoft Edge, sir.
Edge, Microsoft Edge. So these are the and Opera. So frequently it is using if you installing some app. So at that time you will select Opera to be get. So 1, 2, 4, 6. So mostly 6 you will be using. Imagine. So I don't think so. There are extra things are there, but mostly the predefined you will be selecting this as your browsers. Okay, so when you see these are the browsers, now the again question, yeah, absolutely, sir. I can test this and we can give the result for this use story. Now again a question: have anyone seen this the Mozilla and Safari, Google Chrome, which is the latest version into the Mozilla Firefox? Anyone? Which is the latest version in Safari? Which is the latest version in Google Chrome? How many versions I need to select into the Internet Explorer, and how many versions I need to Edge, Opera, how many? So these are the questions we will be having, and we will be asking to the product owner. Now the product owner will not able to try to answer, but he will try to connect with the stockholders or customers. He will tell that give me a couple of today I will be having a meeting with the clients. I will confirm you and let you know. The product owner again will be interacting with the clients or customers or the stockholders. He will get the answers for those, and again he will retrieve back onto the our team members and we. So how we can check the Internet Explorer? So i.e. how we can check that which is the version right now I am using. So about Google Chrome, when you see I am using version 90. So this is the latest version we will be having. So now what are the things that he will come up? So 90 version Google Chrome. So we need to test 90 or 89. He will degrade into that and around 88. He will take three consecutive versions of the browser, and we will test those consecutive. So the same thing if we want to test onto the Internet Explorer or Edge, the same thing he will follow this. So if you want to check the updated version, which version of the browser is there, you can use here on the similar version and you can test this. So about you need to check onto the about Firefox, then you will get to know that which version of the Firefox we have right now. So under help we will be getting that about Firefox. When you check now it is 88 version. Are you getting right? So these are the versions that you need to check for the how the versions will be used. So the product owner will come up saying that this many versions you need to check. The same thing Internet Explorer also we will be having the same version here. Internet Explorer 64 bits. When you check here the Internet Explorer, you will be getting to know. So Internet Explorer 8. So I am not using more onto the Internet Explorer. That's the reason now it is showing 8. Let us show you the compatibility here. So now when you see, I can switch this internet browser into a different 3 consecutive versions. I will show you that how you can. Now browser mode is internet 8. When you click here, now I can switch these to internet 7 as well. But this is a 8 version, that's the reason 8. If you have installed the Internet Explorer 11, now I don't think so, 8 is very old version, I have not used for a long time this Internet Explorer. But when you want to use 9 or when you want to install the 11, then you will be getting here the 10 as well, 10 internet. When you switch into this, now this whatever you are having this console, it acts as a Internet Explorer 7. Are you able to see the changes, right? So when you see all the alignment gets changed onto the browser level. When you want to keep the Internet Explorer 8, okay, when you want to keep the page default one 8, it came as the proper one, the GUI. That's one of the drawbacks which we have, but most probably people will not aware of they need to update the browser as well, because of the whatever the applications, each and every domain specific, each and every company, they are developing the code on the latest versions. So that's the reason if your GUI is breaking out, you need to install the latest version onto your laptops or desktops. Okay, so coming back to again here, so this type of questions you can ask to the product owner, saying that how we can. So in this way, who will get the answer? Product owner will get back to you the answer. Imagine if product owner is not replying, what you will do? Any question? If product owner is not replying you, what you will do?
We'll check with developer.
No.
Manager.
Don't know.
Product manager.
It will be a blocker, so you have to tell the Scrum Master.
Check with the team, sir.
Yes, that is true. You need to address in a stand-up meeting saying that I have a blocker regarding the clarification of one of the story, and I need which are the browser that it will be helping me to get tested. You need to ask into the daily Scrum meeting. And the other thing, if you are using the waterfall model at that time,
Project manager, sir.
absolutely, you need to add that project manager in CC, and you need to send a mail to the product owner. If you are getting in trouble, so here also in agile methodology, instead of waiting until the next morning onto the daily Scrum meeting, you need to add the Scrum Master in the email and you need to send. Are you getting right? When you are interacting with the product owner, if that guy is not responding, immediately the main person in the agile methodology is a Scrum Master. He should aware what you are doing. Then if you are stuck anywhere, he will help you on getting to this. That's the reason whenever you are talking on to the clarification or anything, add this Scrum Master. Scrum Master is important here. Something product owner don't know, but Scrum Master will be aware. He is a technically strong guy. He himself acts as a it's lead kind of stuff. In development, he is a lead. Testing also, he will be a lead. So that's the reason he will help you on to the solution part. That's you need to be. Now, again interview question. Who will prioritize the requirements? Who will prioritize the requirement what to be taken in a sprint?
Scrum Master and team.
Scrum Master and
The
team.
project manager and HR.
Product owner. Product owners.
Absolutely. So when you see here, that means when you see here, who will prioritize this? Who knows the maximum success rate? Inputs, everything. Who knows? The product owner is the person that who will be getting to know. So try to understand, try to know the process. It is very easy to get to know the answers here. Okay, now very important interview question, folks. So if you answer this, I will move to the next step. Now, if you have committed with the 5 user stories for a sprint, five user stories in a sprint, and the third user story, when you are developing the developers and when you are developing it, you got to know that the architecture or the logic itself, it is wrong. The logic itself, it is wrong. While developing, you got to know what you will do.
Report to architect.
Put to verify.
No, the story, whether the developer is going to develop what the Scrum Master or what will be done for this user story.
That user story will be moved to backlog.
The story will be cancelled. The user story will be held there will no development will be happened for this user story, and you need to tell this. The no development, further development will happen for this user story in this sprint, and as you told, it is taken away to the backlog grooming session. Are you getting? So you are taking this not developed into a backlogs. It will be discussed, and again it will be come up to a next sprint by the changes, not the same. By making changes onto the code level, they will be. Now, again, very important interview question. Imagine from the user story, apart from 5 user stories, on the second user story, the client wants a changes. The client wants a changes, saying that in the user story 2, we have 2 delivery options. That is, one is like free delivery, and the second one is 2 days delivery, and he want to add one more immediate delivery. At the time, the client calls to the product owner. He tells that we want to add one more delivery. Can you please add this? What you will do?
Sir, as a tester, I will put it to verify until the changes made.
We'll
We'll
move
tell
it
yes,
to the
we can
next
do it,
sprint and
but we need to extend the days.
no, we'll move it to the next sprint and we'll make the changes.
Carry forward to the next.
Yeah, Jumna, you are right. So when the new requirements come, now when you see this, no changes during the sprint. Any changes happen, if anyone tells you you can change the user story like this, no changes will be taken up. Even the product owner tells also, you should not accept. That's very strong here in the agile methodology. So no changes, further changes will be happened unless it is, if any new changes are there, we will be sending that into a backlog grooming. And let us take, if in the form of new changes comes, the product owner need to take this into a backlog item. Okay, backlog item he need to take, and that users, that particular story need to groom it, and in a sprint planning meeting, then it should come up. It's not like directly it should take into the sprint. So that's what the answer everyone should be aware. Why means these are the existing interview questions, existing ones. If the interviewer asks in depth, these are the things that he will gonna ask you. So you will be, you know the answer, but the expression you can't able to make out. That's the reason I am pointing this each and every complicated things, and I will letting you know. So these are the things that an interviewer will be asking. So apart from things, I don't think so anything like sprint, what is the straightforward interview questions he will gonna ask. You can answer those by reading the material. You can answer this very good enough. So which I was telling you, please try to make a note on that and try to make answers right now itself, or otherwise you will forget the things. Now let us move to the
Sir, 1 minute. So before moving to that, so every time will they prioritize the sprint, sir?
Absolutely. For every sprint, they will be groom it out.
Okay.
In the sense, they will conduct a meeting onto the backlog grooming sessions.
Okay. Okay, sir. So suppose in the sprint
Sir.
one, if they wanted to change something, if they move it to the next sprint, so they will not consider into the next sprint, or based on the priority or analysis, they will prioritize, right, sir?
Absolutely. Based on the priority, they will be taking on to the next sprint as well.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir, like sprint, will the epic also have some time limitations?
Sorry, can you tell me?
Like sprint, sir, the sprint will have 2 weeks. Like that, the epic will also have some time, or it may be any durations.
So you don't know that this is a epic. The product owner will keep this in a backlog item and you will be picking. So from the product owner, it is called a user story and epic. But from your end, what you will be thinking it is a user story only. Are you getting? So if imagine as your user story, the product owner thinks that it has around 28 points. Now what he will do? He will break down into epics. This is epic 1, epic 2, epic 3. It is a parent one. To develop this big story, you will be getting epics for this story. All these 5 epics are done, then you will be completing this big user story. So from the point of view, from the point of product owner, he will break down. Yeah. So
Yeah. Okay.
now how they will break down? How they will break down this? So there is one of the game, might be you have heard about the planning poker game, cards game. It is a type of cards like business cards. If you want to purchase any hotel, so you need to estimate some of the I am ready to buy this. Have anyone plays this poker game, planning poker? So that's what the points are estimated here. Imagine myself, Krishna, Jamuna and Shiva. 4 persons are there and we are the testers. And another 4 persons are there, Ashok, some XYZ persons, 4 persons are there, developers. Now product owner or the scrum master will come up with one of the story, one of the requirement. And he will tell that, okay, we need to develop the GUI for one of the application. So this is a planning poker game where it is held on to the before this sprint, before the grooming session has been done. Now, so there it's not the new team, it's a leads will be present there. Now the product owner or the scrum master will tell we need to do this requirement, and architecture also will be present there. Now we need to come up saying that how much time, so what are the important things that we need to perform there, like how much complexity is there the application to develop. On that way we will be having some points in our cards like 16 complexity, 8 complexity and 5 complexity and 3 complexity and 1 complexity, 0 complexity, a question mark complexity. That is, you are not aware of this many complexities cards will be there, guys. For you they will be given. If you are playing the virtually, you will have some apps, applications. In an organization they will give the application. If you are working in a physical team in India, they will give physical cards to you, planning poker cards, so that once the product owner has told that these are the things that we need to develop, you need to estimate the complexities. How much complexity? It is a 5. If it is a 16 complexity, and then 32 also will be there, 32 and 64 as well. 64. If the complexity is more, if the complexity of the development, if I'm a developer, I feel that really it is very difficult to develop. I need to write a code on the physical layer. I need to map it into the middle layer, and I need to create a database. I need to create a table. Then I need to write the store procedure to add this physical layer to the backend. If more efforts are there, I will point this as a user story saying that 64 points user story. Now when I point this user story 64, if imagine everyone points the 64, like Jamuna and Krishna also, like Ashok and Shiva also pointed this as a 32 or 64 user story. Now this user story points are more. To get reduce this, the product owner will try to make it break down. He will make the slices and he will break down small stories kind of stuff, small product backlog items. And once these items are being divided, then individually they will try to make it down then he will try to make it down a small points user story. That's the reason when you see 8-point user story, 5-point user story, so these are the estimated. If the stories are in below these, then only we can able to take, and it is completed within a 2 to 3 days. If it is more, points are more for the story, points are more for the requirements, then they will break down into an epic. So you can't able to see that how they have breakdown. So in this way, as per the points, they will be breaking down the user story. So this is very extended thing, but try to understand the planning poker is one of the solution that how they will be break down the epics. Yeah. Any more questions, folks? Okay, it's almost 30 minutes has been passed, and we have taken today also the agile methodology. Let it be. So now we will try to jump on to a second life cycle called a software testing life cycle.
Sir, sorry to interrupt, sir. So based on the sprint, you will give the poker points, right? So suppose now we will give it as a 8, but in the while working on that the sprint, then we'll understand it's more complex. If we might need to change to 32, can we alter in the future?
No, at the time of estimation, right? You need to give the estimation. If you given the estimation, imagine you given estimation on the execution part 5 hours, and it has taken around 8 hours to you. At the time, you need to burn down this, right? How you will be burning down this? How you will be burning down? Like for example, 5 hours is the 5 hours which you have estimated for execution, and it has taken 9 hours.
So 4 hours.
So the 4 hours which you have extra added, it should be considered as a good waste. There will be like good waste is there, bad waste is there. You need to make one of the point good waste. That means you have utilized that, but you can't add in the user story. This is taken in separate, and you need to tell to the Scrum Master, I am adding 4 hours as a good waste. Imagine the same thing. Krishna is a developer, and his VDI, virtual machine, is not working for 2 hours, or his way of writing code is not working. What he will do? His virtual machine itself, it is not working. To write the code, to burn down the chart, how he will do? He can't able to, right? At that time, what you will be making up? So that's what an interview question. As you asked in that way, literally 5 hours of task was there, and 4 hours extra you have used. What you will do? This is one of the interview question. You will be burning these 4 hours in a good waste. In the similar way, The second question here is, imagine your machine is not working, or you are waiting for a confirmation from the product owner. Now you have not utilized the 5 hours of per day. Now what you will do? Now you should be marking this as a bad waste. Are you getting? But mandatory that you need to burn down as a 5 hours bad waste. Are you getting, folks?
Yes, sir.
Like how many hours? 2 hours or 3 hours? So these are the things that Jamna, it answers your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Good that you raised this question, so that it is bad waste, good waste also comes into the picture. But you can't update this onto the particular task. It is a generic on the sprint wise. Right? Yes. Now we will move to the next life cycle. The second life cycle is called a software testing life cycle. So when you see this software testing life cycle, it is a comprehensive group of testing related steps followed to deliver quality product. Testing has become an important process during the development. When you see, testing is one process into the development of the software project. The various steps in testing process or software testing cycle continues 5 phases. Now each and every phase is very important. Now before starting, I would like to add one question here. What is the difference between a software development life cycle and software testing life cycle, folks?
Software development life cycle, in this is the developer will be it is totally based on development and its process, and with wherein testing life cycle, it means how the software has to be tested based on what requirement that will be done.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is true. Prayag, good. So before starting this, I would like to tell one thing. So you need to start in such a way that one answer it should get complete everything. But as you given the explanation, software development is for the entire team on the process of developing a application exactly, and the software testing is like exactly onto the how we are testing and what are the is it a product has been ready or not. But before starting, you should tell in such a way that the interviewer becomes happy. Like he will feel that, oh, it's heart touching to you. So how you can answer this type of questions are, the software testing life cycle is a part in the software development life cycle. SDLC is a part in the SDLC, correct? So when you see SDLC, it is one part. So this is one part in the SDLC. So you need to tell this and you need to start. You need to tell this software testing lifecycle is a part in the SDLC. Why? There is a development, each and every development is there, each and every planning is there, each and every designing is there, each and every understanding the requirement also. But the same thing for the testers, they will be testing only this process, this particular thing. So that's the reason the testing life cycle is owned by only for the testers. There will be no other person is involved into the SDLC. But in SDLC, all the developer, tester, product owner, scrum master, architecture, everyone will be involved. And clients, everyone will be involving in the SDLC. So that is the difference between SDLC and SDLC. So then you can start telling what are the different phases in SDLC. Okay, and then you can start with the what are the different phases in the SDLC. We'll gonna discuss right now in the SDLC. Okay, so let us jump on to the. So as we were discussing, this is a process affected onto the testing. Product becomes the important process into the development. So that's the reason we come up with the STLC process. The various steps, the various 5 steps involved into the process are, the different 5 phases are: the first one, test requirement. Are you getting this? Test requirement we have seen in the agile methodology. Understanding the requirement, testing the requirement. While reading the requirement, you need to test the requirement. Like, can I able to test? Can I able to do? You need to test in that way. You need to read in that way. It's not like reading a paragraph or understanding the paragraph. You need to read the requirement. Can I able to test this? Can I able to write the query on this? In that way, you need to read the requirement. Then second one, test planning. Plan the requirement and write the test cases. Plan the requirement, how you need to complete project. Imagine 10 modules are there. How you gonna complete those modules? You need to plan yourself. This is very important, planning. If your manager asks you how you are planning this project to get completed, so this question will be asked to the leads, but still this is one interview questions. So this plan is very important. If client asks how you folks are doing testing, they will ask, right? So at that time you should have a plan. So this much of thing we are planning to get complete. I will show you the test plan which I worked, and I will explain you that how you need to prepare the test plan, so that guys, you need to project yourself that you are involved in the you know that how the test plan is created. I will make you the understand level in such a way that you can create the test plan. So why means, now the people are expecting, if you are the 3 years, 4 years, the question that they are asking is, have you prepared a test plan? Are you okay to prepare the test plan? Can you give some contents that how the test plan is prepared? So these are the questions now any organizations are asking, even though if it is a ETL test plan or the manual test plan, they are asking this type of questions. So that's the reason I will show you the test plan and I will explain you the process, that what are the important things that you need to add in that. So that's where the test planning starts. Now test design the test, how you gonna write the test cases. Here you will be getting to know the each and exactly what is the template of test case, what is the scenario, what is the things. Then test execution and defect tracking. Whatever you written the test cases, designing the test cases, at the time of execution, have you identified the defect and how the defects are closed? Then test report and acceptance. Test reports and acceptance. So this is very important, that how you are reporting the defect and whether it is acceptable and it is closed or not. So that's where the each and every software requirement lies. Now we will try to give more details on each and every process. Now we will start with the test requirement. Okay, if it is a waterfall model, you will be reading which document, guys?
BRD.
BRD document is your test requirement document. At the time of test requirement document, you will be reading the BRD. In terms of agile methodology,
SRD.
SRD. In agile, I told SRD.
SRS.
Product backlog, sir.
Absolutely, product backlog, or you can say user stories. I have never ever told that telling the agile process SRD BRDs. Anywhere you have seen the SRD BRD here? Anywhere it is there? No, right?
Software.
Its requirements are given in the product backlogs or the user stories. That's what we discussed. SRC,
Software
SRD,
requirement.
I don't know.
Software requirement or something.
Okay. So now you should be treated as the test requirement document. Now mainly if you are following the waterfall model, so business requirement document is given to you. Now, when you are working for ETL, folks, remember, when you are working for ETL projects, literally you will be seeing the BRD document. Literally, you are seeing some of the SRS document. So, you will be seeing, if you are working for ETL, three documents you will be seeing. The first one is called mapping document. This you will come across onto the ETL classes. So the first document is called mapping document. This is an Excel sheet, guys. Mapping document. The second one is called BRD document. The third one is called source and target document. Are you getting this? So if you are in ETL, these three documents also comes into the pot. But in this test requirement document, what you will be doing, if you are working for ETL projects, if you are working for SAP projects, if you are working for functional projects, if you are working for some of the CBEL kind of things or Salesforce testing, anything, this STLC is very important, folks. So the STLC is very, very important. Any platform you are working as a tester, this this phases are as same. Testing the requirement, getting to know what is BRD document. You need to read the BRD document from this is one of the interview question. In SDLC process, test requirement, what you will be doing? You will read the requirements. You will get clarified the requirements. While reading, if you have any questions, you will ask to the product owner or you will ask to the business analyst. Now, in some organization, there will be a functional specification document also, which design specification document also they will call. All blueprint also we will call it. So this is very important things that you need to identify that. So you should be aware of this, which documents you will be referring. So the business requirement document specifies the need of requirement for the customers. Why you are reading the BRD? It specifies the need of customers. So that is the reason that you will be reading the BRD. Yeah. Any questions on the test requirement, guys? If not, take the snapshot for this and keep with you. So let us move to the second one, test planning. This is very, very important. Test planning is very, very important. Like, what are the different things that you will be planning? What are the different contents will be there in the test planning? Test planning is not for your single, what you are doing for the one module. It is throughout the release. How you are going to test entire project? What are the resources they are using? Who is a senior engineer? Who is a software engineer? Who is a lead? What schedules you are making? How many days it will take for testing this module? Which methodology you are following for using this testing? Which defect tracking tool you are using here? Who are all are the resources? Any automation tool you are working here? Which environments you are using? Which are the tools installation that you needed for this? Any vendor support you need for this project or not? Everything, it is very important. Scope. What is scope? What is the meaning of test scope? What to test, what not to test. Remember, it will be there. I will show you the document. At that time you will get to know what to test, what not to test. It will be there. That is considered as a scope. Environment. How many environments you are testing? Why you are testing these environments? Then test methodology. Which methodology you are using? Agile methodology. Yes. Schedules. Test schedules. At the first month, at the 2 sprints, what you are working? How the results are? You need to capture the test cases also to this test plan. Who all are the manual testers? Who all automation testers? Which automation tool you are using for this? If not, leave it. So these are the things that you will be pointing. Resource allocation. So who all are the resources? How many testers are there? What they are going to work? Which tool we are using here? The defect tracking tool. Networks. How the network is. So these are the networks that which are the installation. So this all are the different ways that you will be writing in a test plan. This is a document, guys. This is a document where you will be created and it should be get approved by manager and it should be it should go to the clients that saying that we are doing this process. We are testing in that way. Any questions here, folks, at the test plan? Yes. We are moving to the third one.
So who is going to create that test plan?
The lead. Lead will be creating the test plan, but the interview question asks for you also. If 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years, 6 years also, they will be asked this: have you created the test plan? The answer should be, I have seen that many guys will be telling, other institutions guys, they will be telling no. Why? Means they have not explained about the test plan. The answer here is, you should tell that I am aware of creating the test plan, but I couldn't get opportunity to create test plan. Try to answer this to the interviewer. I know how to create the test plan, but opportunity, the organization will not provide you the opportunity, guys. Why? As I told, a lead need to prepare. You can tell saying that proactively. Why? Means you are aware of, I will show you the test plan, no worries. At that time you need to tell that I am aware of creating the test plan, but I have not get the opportunity to create a test plan. For the preparing the test plan, I have helped my lead to act those points or to consider the points, and I helped for the lead to creating onto the test plan. I will tell you what you have helped also, so that remember this and add to the interviewer. So when you try to add this kind of things, it plays a positive approach to the interviewer and you. It tried to generate a vibration. When the vibration comes, definitely he will select you. So heart touching answers is there. So when you touch his heart, definitely you will get to know that offer letter. Okay, let us jump on to the things. The third one, which is like test design. Test design means what? Test scenario identification, test case preparation. You need to prepare the test case. You need to use the, we will define this, guys. What is test scenario? What is test case? Test data preparation, test case reviews and approvals. So once you created a scenario, okay, let me tell you in high level, scenario and test case. What is the difference between scenario and test case? Both are same?
No.
No, sir.
No, sir.
In a scenario, we can have multiple test cases.
Absolutely. In a scenario, you will write the multiple. Okay, I will tell you one generic question, a generic answer on the scenario and test case. Then we will come up with a different. Now, when you want to come, you are staying in PG. Now, from PG to NSR, you want to come. So that's a way that for a training you are coming. Now, if I ask you, can you tell me how many test scenarios you will prepare for coming from PG to NSR? You can answer that, sir, the first one is I can come by walk. I can come catch the BMTC bus and come. The third one is like I can call my friend and I can come. The fourth one is I can book a cab and I can come. Correct. Fifth one is I have my own vehicle, sir. So I will come by my own vehicle. So these are the 5 scenarios, possible 5 scenarios that you have. Correct?
Correct.
If I ask you, can you make the detailed test case for me? What you will make? Sir, the first one, for the first scenario, if I want to come by walk, that is first scenario, sir. For that first scenario, the detailed test cases are, you will mark it as a, if 7 o'clock class is there, 6 o'clock, get up from bed and go and have bath and come back and have the brush, everything, and come at 6:30 outside, have tea if it is prepared in PG, or take a book, papers, pen, everything what belongs to mobile, and check the time and start from this 6:35. Come to the bus stop, take a left, go to the right, and come to the NSR. So check that whether the lift is working or not. If lift is not working, climb the stairs, cross the first floor, second floor, then third floor, then our NSR is there. Open the door and go and sit in the chair. Now it is 6:55. Now wait, open your book and wait until the class gets started. So this is the case. Are you getting? The scenario is identifying how you can approach. The test cases are nothing but in detailed, step by step, how you gonna sit each and every time, how you gonna false. Can anyone tell me what are the test cases for a Gmail sign-in page? I want scenarios.
So email, password, plus combination of the numbers and special characters.
No, I want a scenario basis, like English words. So how it is? Okay, like for example, cases I will tell you. The test scenarios are for the Gmail, logging the application with a valid username, valid password. Logging the application with invalid username, invalid password. Logging a Gmail account with a invalid username, invalid password. Logging the application with a valid username, valid password. Logging a username with special case character and the password is empty. So these all are the cases, correct? These all are the scenarios that you can write onto the. But if you want to write the test case, how? Anyone? Take one. First one is
For login successfully, enter the. Oh, sorry. First, click on the browser.
Test cases you should start very starting. Open the browser.
Then
Correct.
open new tab.
Enter the URL there.
Mail.gmail.com.
Correct. www.gmail.com and make enter. And what is expected here? The page should load. Enter the username. Enter the password. What is expected, able to enter successfully. Then you need to click or hit enter button or click submit button. Login. What is expected, the Gmail should enter successfully. If it is a valid username, valid password. So these are the step by step you need to write in the case. That is called test case or detailed test case. Try to understand. Test scenario, test cases. If you remember the task breakdown, I written the test scenarios, high level scenarios and the detailed test cases. That's the reason 5 hours. Do you remember this in the task breakdown sheet?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you need to prepare this. That's what, when you are doing here, it will be connected to the STLC process. That's the reason I told you that you will be getting to know what are the things that you mentioned in the task breakdown. So then test data preparation. Now how will prepare the test data? If imagine you need to log into the application, you need to have the test data, right? Like for example, you need to register the application. So that you should be preparing before. Or if the registration is not gonna work, it's not developed by the development team. You need to send an email so that the team should able to produce the test data. For ETL folks, you need to prepare, you need to update some records into the some records to the old dates to run the jobs. So that's the reason test data preparation you should do. So this is very important at the test data level preparation. Test case reviews and approvals. Very, someone was asking test case reviews. We will call it as a peer review. Now the question here, sir, what is peer review? I will tell one line of question. If your test cases are reviewed by your colleagues or your teammates, that is called review. Sir, how the peer review is happened in a company, in the IT industry? If imagine I am a tester there, sir. How I will review, sir? What is the process that? Is it we are having any process in reviewing the test cases? Yes. Peer reviews are done in two ways. If you are working in a physical things, if your colleagues are sitting, you can tell him directly, boss, I have written my test cases, can you review? He will come to your chair and he will review in your desk. Or if he is working, if he is sitting somewhere different, somewhere out, US, UK or some other different location, if you are sitting in this floor or he is working in different floor, if he is working in left side, you are working in right side of a bench. So it's different. Now how you will be intimate? You will send a email. Outlook email, keeping the CC your Scrum Master. Adding two testers are there, adding those the persons. Could you please review the test cases and attach the test case? Or if you are using some quality center or Jira or some Rally, attach the path, give the things, user story, URL, and send to him. Can you please review the test cases of the module and send to them? So that's what your job is done. Once they come up with the review the things, like if you have written some query wrong, or if you have not covered some part, they will mention that, can you please cover this part as well? So that's where the each and every process will be working. Fine, guys. So test, that is called test case reviews, and approvals, that is once it is okay, that is called approval. Then test traceability matrix. What is the traceability? This is very important, folks. Traceability matrix is nothing but you need to map the test cases with the requirement. That is called traceability. Mapping the test cases with the requirement is traceability. Why we are doing traceability? To confirm that none of the requirements we left without writing the test cases. That is one. And the test cases, whatever is there, we covered all the test cases. For these two reasons, we cover all the test cases, we have not missed out any requirement. That is the reason that we will be using the traceability matrix. This is one of the Excel sheet we will prepare, folks. In this Excel sheet, we will cover the left side as a modules and right side as a test case numbers. Test case 1, test case 2, test scenario 1, test scenario 2, like this we will be covering. So I will tell you at the time of writing the test cases how you need to build this test case matrix. Now, fourth one, test execution and defect tracking. The first one is execute those test cases whatever you have written. Capture reviews and analyze test results. Raising the defects and tracking for its close. So once you are testing this, once you have written the test cases, once you are executing, whatever the output is there, right, that you need to capture. That is called capture and review and analyze and make it as a test results for your evidence. Why? If you are not captured, if anything, now imagine you have tested and later it got to know that in production this got a defect. So you can tell that, boss, I do have evidence, I tested this, and you can show that as well. That's the reason that capture the results. Then the last one, it is called raise the defect and track until it gets closed. So we will see this at the closing times, how it gonna close this defect. We will see this in a SDLC, guys, software development lifecycle. We will see this exactly what we can do. So that's the reason that, so defect tracking and defect raising is very important here. Now test report and acceptance. So test summary reports are very important, that how you, I will show you that how the test reports looks like, and how the test reports you need to generate from the quality center also. Test metrics, what is meaning of test metrics, guys? Anyone? This is one of the interview question. What is test metrics? How you will calculate the test metrics? Measurement of pass and fail percentage. When you are calculating the pass and fail percentage, that is called matrix. I will show you that how you can prepare the summary. At the time of summary report, you need to calculate the test metrics. Receiving acceptance. So that means everything, once you given the sign off is one word. Sign off is nothing but all the test cases are pass. All the test cases, whatever you are executing, those are working fine. It is called a acceptance. So that's where here the STLC is. Any questions here, guys? So we completed STLC. Now there are many more interview questions are there. I will tell you this. So before that, any questions? Many more things are there, guys, to discuss here. Any questions? It's a straightforward, folks. What you are doing when?
What
This traceability matrix, right? I am not able to hear you.
test matrix? Test matrix.
Test matrix is nothing but measurement of how many pass percentage and failed percentage, failed test cases and pass percentage. So like how you will be like calculating your 10th standard, 12th standard, how much percentage you have achieved. The same thing here. I will tell you that while preparing the test summary, I will prepare you the metrics. I will make you the metrics are nothing but measurement of a pass percentage of test cases and fail test cases, percentage of test cases. That is called test matrix. Now let us make one diagrammatic representation and tell you about the few things here. Okay, so environments, folks. So listen here. So this is very important concept. Environment. How many environments we will be having in our real time? When you jump for any organization, how many environments will be there? Which environment you gonna work? For developers, how many environment? For testing, how many environments? Okay, we have 3 environments, guys. The first one is dev environment. Second one is test environment, and the third one is prod environment, prod or live environment. Are you getting this right? 3 environments we have. Developer will get his own dev environment. Now, so that is called dev environment. For us testers, we have another 2 environments here. We have another 2 environments. So what are those? The 2 environments which we will be having is, one is, remember this, the interview question, can you tell me for test and for your testing how many environments you will be having? We will be having 2 environments, that is SIT environment and UAT environment. Like this is one of the operating system and this is one of the operating system, guys. Are you getting? SIT environment and
yes,
UAT environment. So these are the 2 environments you will be having. Production, you know, this is a customer facing. This developers will have only this environment. Testers will not get these environments. dev environment, and developers will not get this SIT or UAT environment. Now, if I am a developer, where I will write the code?
SIT, sir.
If I am a developer, where I will write the code?
Is then the dev environment.
Absolutely, DEV. So this is one of the machine box. So if I join the company as like developer, they will give me the dev environment. They will not give the SIT and prod environment, SIT and UAT environment. If I am the tester, I will give two access, SIT and UAT. I will tell you why two environments. What is a prod environment? What is the meaning of prod environment, live environment?
Which is already in production. I mean,
So similar to the requirement of the client.
Yes, the live. Like this is production environment. That is customer facing environment. So this is live environment. Correct. So this is the live environment. So when you see this live environment, so these two are the production environment and live environments. Okay. So SIT and UAT we have. So prod, you know that live environment. Developers will be having the. So now developers, if I am a developer, I will be installing all the Unix environment. What are the dev, Java based, .NET based? It will be there in dev. But for us, it is not important. SIT and UAT. What is the difference between SIT environment and UAT? Anyone? Why we have two environments? Why? What is the difference between SIT and UAT? Anyone, guys? What is the difference between?
After SIT, then we will move the if the SIT is finalized, then we'll move it to UAT.
Yeah, correct, Krishna. But what is the difference?
it's a different
want to move?
environments.
Yeah, ma.
Oh,
So
sorry.
it's a time waste, right? Two environments when you are testing. One environment, if it is working, what is the need of second environment? Okay.
One is to check what the developer has developed, and the other is how the user can feel like.
Okay. What is the full form of SID?
System integration testing.
System integration testing. Sorry, Deepti, you are telling something?
Deepti, you are on. You are not muted.
It might be. Okay. So when you see the full form of SIT is system integration testing. System integration testing is the full form of SIT. UAT is user acceptance testing. User acceptance testing is the full form of SIT, UAT. So what is the difference between SIT and UAT environments is SIT has limited softwares when compared to production. Limited firewalls, limited FTP transfers, limited SIMs. So everything is limited. It is like how we are using the normal desktops, normal cheapest desktops, cheapest environment. But when you see UAT is considered as a like production. So we will call it as a pre-production. Before going production, this entire environment looks like client. But this is not like client. This is the cheapest environment. How? No configuration of FTP protocols, nothing. If any needed the third party, it will not be there in a SIT environment. But in UAT, it is everything like production. Now you got the question, right? Answer on to this question. What is the difference SIT and UAT? Everything looks like a environment like production here in UAT. That's the reason UAT environment is very. So whether once the developer has written the code in dev environment, he will promote the code into the SIT. Once he imported the code in SIT, then we will be testing SIT whether the application is correct or not, whether the application is right or not. Once we are done with this SIT environment, it will give sign off, saying that all the test cases, whatever we have written, it is pass. Only few test cases are dependency onto the next environment. So then we will promote this into the code. The developer will promote this code into the UAT environment. And once the UAT deployment is done, we will be testing here to get to know that all the code, whatever they written the code, whatever they had the code, it is working correctly or not. If we have given from here to the production, this is not like production environment, it is cheapest environment. So costly environment is UAT. To build this environment and to make this running, it is very costly for the organization. That's the reason we are selecting one environment called SIT environment. Have you got this answers right? Why we want SIT, why not UAT?
Yes, sir.
So coming to the hardware, coming to the software, everything it is different from the SIT to
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So this is very important that you should be aware. Now, these are the things that you will be getting to know on to the environment basis. Okay, so
Sir,
I think
as a ETL tester, do we need to do both the SIT and UAT testing, or other team will be there to do the UAT?
you need to. These environments are yours. These environments you need to do testing. Once developer is done, once developer written the code, it will come to you that you need to confirm this. Everything is working in SIT, everything is working in UAT. So it's not like the code is moved to here and here. Here you need to test, here you need to test. No. First you need to complete here. Once it is completed, all your test cases here. Again you need to come here. Until this is not completed SIT, you can't able to come here. Are you getting? The code itself, it is not present in the UAT. If you take the 6 months
Okay,
of
sir.
project,
So once we done with the SIT,
yeah, then only it will come to UAT. If 6 months of project, right, the SIT will be on. The SIT will be on for 4 months. Only 1 month it will be there in UAT. Okay, guys, it is getting switch off my my laptop. Okay, we will connect it on tomorrow's session, guys. Yeah, power is not there, might be. So that's the reason it is not enough. Yeah. So we'll stop this today's session. We'll try to complete the next SDLC, the next life cycle, defect life cycle tomorrow. Okay, guys, have a nice session. Okay, so we learn many more things. We'll try
Sir,
to
can
learn
you open
tomorrow.